Number 6. All phone on silent. 3, 2, 1, action. Hello, thanks for joining us on this edition of Media Chat featuring the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, His Excellency Chief Jason Wike. Honorable Minister, good to see you again, sir.
Thank you very much, Frank.
And with your kind permission, let me introduce myself and my colleagues here will also introduce themselves. My name is Benga Aruleba. I work with Africa Independent Television, AIT.
Ayodele Ozuba, TVC News.
Amadin Uyi, News Center Television.
Somna Sambo, Arise News.
Olufisayo Ogunfe, Nigerian Television Authority.
And Maope Ogun Yusuf, Channels Television News.
Good to see you on this platform too, Maope. The first time you are joining us in this discourse with the Honorable Minister.
We always help out with bringing the female touch to this conversation.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Right, Honorable Minister, we should start with politics, right? That sits well with you.
I don't know. You are the anchor.
So much is happening in your party, the People's Democratic Party. One faction says we want to form an alliance with other political parties to be able to confront the APC in 2027. And then just a couple of days ago, governors on the platform of your party also came out with a different position, saying no, the PDP remains a strong and vibrant opposition and we are going to stay with the PDP. Where do you stand?
Benga, sincerely speaking, none of the factions has been truthful.
So there's a tough us.
Those who say they want to form coalition are not truthful to themselves. Those who say they don't want coalition are also not truthful to themselves. It's just a matter of interest. Let me start from those who said they don't want coalition. That is the governors' forum. They're not sincere to themselves. They're not sincere to the party. On Tuesday, precisely, I watched Politics Today on Channels Television. Where Okubale was interacting with the governor of Oyo State. And after watching that interview, I called the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who's my friend. I said, listen, I heard what you said, but you know, you didn't say the truth as regards to some issues. Fundamentally, you had said in 2023, one of the reasons why PDP lost is impunity. You are right. People who believe that they have all it takes and so refuse to respect the constitution of the party as regards to power sharing between the North and the South. You are right. And again, now, you are also making the same mistake by the impunity of the Governors' Forum. You are repeating the same thing, that what happened in 2023 may likely happen in 2027. If you don't stop this impunity, it will affect the party. And how will it affect the party? Very clear. The Governors' Forum is not an organ of the party. The Governors' Forum is a pressure group that can put influence on the National Working Committee. You cannot take the functions of the National Working Committee and say because you are governor, you will now superintend And this is what I've always told people, that look, he said, okay, what about when I was a governor? I agreed. I said, because it happened yesterday, does not mean that it may happen today. Or even if it happened yesterday, was it right? And in any case, there was never a time when I was a governor where governors came out to say, look, we have done this, we have done this, we have directed this man should be acting secretary of the party. Never has it happened. Rather, we could influence what will happen in National Working Committee. And that is why we are a pressure group. Now, you don't have the authority to say that somebody should be acting as national secretary when there's a national secretary who has not resigned. You cannot do that. You don't have power to say, we have formed the committee of zoning. It is not within your prerogative to form zoning committee. And these are things that people like us will challenge any day, any time. And when that happens, people now say, oh, why are they every time making problem? Now, the issue is, who is the one laying the foundation for crisis in the party? And I've told people, look, the best way to go about this is you go on that, put your influence, get the results, and then you move on. But to come out openly to say, look, we, the Governors Forum, we have met with the organs of the party. We have met with National Working Committee. Who are you to say that? A national secretary of a party that was elected, he was not appointed. Yes, it was zoned to a particular area. And he was elected by the delegates at the National Convention. And so if there's anybody that would remove the national secretary of the party, it is through the National Convention. Assuming though not conceding that it is zoned to South-East. South-East can still not bring somebody. They can only say, okay, when we go for National Convention, this is the person we are going to back. It's not by appointment, it's by election. And when you challenge all these people, say, oh, you are making problem. And I told him, this is where people are getting it wrong. And it will not work, whether anybody likes it or not. And this is the thing that you do. Anambra election is coming up. Who will be the one that will sign to INEC? INEC only recognizes the national chairman and the national secretary for correspondence. And tomorrow you now say, oh, PDP is in trouble, where people don't want peace. No. Now, that is on their own part. On the other part of those who are looking for is selfish interest, the likes of Atiku and all other people. Which coalition with who? Why not come into the Paya party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, to attempt Israel, and you make the mistake yesterday, you want to repeat the mistake today, tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we were rigged out. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself by causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. Like, because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that. So the issue of coalition on these other people, they are not sincere. The issue of want to be alone, you're also not sincere. Because you have not shown that you want to be alone. You have not shown the seriousness that you want cohesion in the party.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let me ask you, let me take you back. APC, PDP, since 1999, we've known that a very strong component of this party, beyond being the interest group, is the Governors Forum. They have the war chests, they are very formidable, and you cannot say, after serving your own term now, that this interest group, strong interest group, cannot
I have told you
make this same policy.
You see, you are part of the problem we're having. You don't say the right message. I didn't say Governors Forum are not strong. But by the constitution of the party, they are not organs of they are not any organ of the party. That you are a pressure group who can exert their influence. There's nothing hidden about that. But you don't come to take over the responsibility of the National Working Committee. Take, for example, how dare you come out on national television to say we have, with the governors, set up zoning committee headed by one Doyedri. We have put convention to be held in Kanu. We have told the Deputy National Secretary to be acting as National Secretary.
Could it be that?
That is the principle to crisis. And you know you cannot do that.
Could it be that the Governors Forum were just trying to fill a void? Just like when you were governor too, several times.
You have never seen.
Several times you tried to fill the void. I know that when Ali Modu Sharif was.
I was never chairman of Governors Forum. You have never seen us say, we have appointed this person. We have said this will happen. Nobody does that.
The Governors Forum of which were a part at that time.
Yes, I have never.
Was instrumental in bringing Ali Modu Sharif.
Listen to what you have said. That being instrumental, having influence, that this is the result, does not mean that you come and take over. That you have decided. That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
That time you remove secondus.
Listen to what you have said. I use influence to see that my candidate wins. But I cannot come out on national television to say I have directed the Deputy National Secretary to take over as National Secretary. I have said this. I have said the convention will be this. That's the point I'm trying to say. You don't do that. We are not saying you cannot exert influence. You have to differentiate. In any case, too, even if you want to exert influence, you must know that yesterday is not today. Today will not be tomorrow. The mere fact that certain things worked yesterday does not even so fact to me that it will work today.
Yeah, would you accept, Your Excellency, that you already set that sort of precedent for them? Because you already admitted that the fact that it happened yesterday does not mean that it should now happen today or it should continue like that. Yep. So don't you think that it's a bit hypocritical to say it happened,
okay,
we did it in my time, but you cannot do this?
Take for example, there are things that happened yesterday. Nobody may want to question. There are things that will happen today. Somebody say no. We will question it. The mere fact that nobody questioned it yesterday does not mean it was right. And I've always said this, that you have to be careful. Circumstances change. Yesterday is yesterday. Today is today. You may not be lucky. And that's why you see, when people say, after all, when you were there yesterday, you did this. I agree. That was yesterday. Today, circumstances may have changed. That you cannot say, we did it like yesterday. We will continue to do it like that. No, that's the point I'm trying to make. You have to be very, very careful. You need unity. But when there's no unity, you cannot achieve it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Sir, you have mentioned the issue of unity. And your colleagues, former colleagues, the governors made this proclamation. You have faulted it. Now, where do you stand in terms of your own activities within the party? How are you trying to build it now that this, back and forth has started?
Now listen, and if you want what he said when Governor Wike was governor, he brought out his chest. He fought for the party. He made the party not to die. Mention one governor today. And PDP, mention one. That said, I have come out. I will lead this war. as the head of opposition.
Your friend Bala Mohammed is.
Please, we are talking about serious issues. Now, mention one. Remember, under 2019 or before 2019, APC tried to muzzle the PDP. And some of us said, no, you cannot. They penetrated the party, tried to use a money sheriff. We said, no, we will not accept it. By funding, by everything. Today, how many governors will say, I'm the one funding this party, I'm the one paying their salaries? It's not by just mere talking. Today, in 2019, I said I was not going to the villa. I'm going to be in opposition. I'm going to stand for opposition. Today, how many governors you see that don't go to the villa in the night?
In the night?
In the night. You see, it's not, you see, you don't give what you don't have.
Excellency, they say they go to the villa by night with your support, and that's why people like Governor Omoeno of Akwa-Ibom State has endorsed President Tinubu for a second term, and the local government chairman in the PDP in Abuja here, Abuja Municipal Area Council, has defected to the APC. That all of these are factors being put by you to weaken the PDP.
No, what does it show?
Move and dissolve into APC.
It shows no leadership, no strong leadership. Leadership is not by talking. Leadership is by action. When I was governor, you have to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices, and I can tell you authoritatively, it is not an easy thing. For you to say, I want to lead the opposition party, to go to El Dorado, it's not by mouth. You have to lose a lot of things. It's not just coming out on national television. We, PDP, who are we, PDP? Who is that person that's committed to lead this war? Now, all you see, everybody is putting himself just to be a presidential candidate, not just to win an election. You have said no. Governor of Akwa-Ibom, that's what you say. You said so. That he has endorsed the president. A key state endorsed president. Not only no. You saw the governor of Delta State. He said, I am supporting Mr. President for good governance, not for politics. A key state. So where's the opposition?
So is
now,
it,
no, let me land. And now you have, I will tell you. You said somebody declared for APC yesterday, the chamber of Ahmad. Why not? During the last area council, I was assigned AMAC as governor of Rivers State. I funded it. I led how we won AMAC. The AMAC was given to Rivers State. You, Rivers State, we want to win AMAC. You should fund it. They gave other states, other area councils. Some could not deliver. Right? That is commitment. Now, the governor came, the chairman came to me, and he said, I want to run. I said, you are running where? He said, under PDP. I said, which PDP? Who will sign to INEC that you are the candidate? Who will sign? You have a problem. And this is what I've been preaching. Can't you make sacrifice? Allow the national secretary to complete his term, so you don't run into this kind of crisis. With the way it is now, you cannot. Therefore, if you really want to play politics, you want to help yourself, you go and find an alternative. I don't know where you will go to, but I know there will be crisis that who will submit your name, that litigation will be there. And you should be careful. As a young man I helped, it is within me to advise him, and it is within his choice to say, oh, I've thought about this. Truly, this will be a problem for me. And then what I'm telling the governor, avoid this. Avoid this.
So clearly you're going to give them problems, aren't you?
I'm not giving problem. You are creating problem. And I said, don't create problem.
No, you said it happened previously. Nobody raised an issue with it.
That's what
Meaning that you will raise an issue with this one.
Oh, no, somebody like me now to come and trample upon my right. No, you don't do that.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCTO.
Your Excellency.
I'm not just any minister.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT, and you must understand that. There's nothing any governor can do. I cannot do as a minister of FCT. Nothing.
Your
Nothing.
Excellency, you have painted a very
As the
bleak
37th
picture
governor.
of the
I'm not
situation.
37, I have that capacity.
Your Excellency, you have painted a very bleak picture of the situation in the PDP. Do we say that as of today, the PDP is not ready for the 2027 general election?
They are not ready. It's very obvious. You see, I have told you, look, I have an examination. I'm going to class to read. Indeed, am I reading? Am I studying? Yeah, you don't need to deceive anybody that you know you're not reading. You're only trying to let people know that you have carried your bag to class. So I'm seeing my colleagues in the going to prep. Let me go out. You reach there. You're doing nothing. Then you say, but I want to study now. You know yourself. So people cannot say for sure. And I have said, it's not a question of whether you like me. It's not about whether you like. You don't need, like I've said this. You don't need to like me. What I'm saying, is it correct? What I'm saying, is it what will help the party? All this struggle, power struggle, cannot help us.
A lot of people say since you lost that primary election and you were not nominated as a vice presidential candidate, that you've been beaten.
Oh,
and
gentlemen,
everything you've done
please.
is to pull the People's
Hold on,
Democratic Party down.
Hold on. Listen, you took a decision that suits you. I took a decision that suits me. You suffer for your decision. I'm enjoying the decision I took. So that's why I said, when you continue to have this, it's a problem. Am I the one now who's saying that you will not obey the Supreme Court judgment?
Your Excellency.
That said, look, you that want to cut the this man has, you see, when people take advantage, the National Secretary went to run for governorship. The party constitution did not say you should resign. It's a lacuna. The man capitalized on that. Went and came back and said, I'm still National Secretary. There's nowhere it says I should resign. Yes, you are talking about morality. Should you have gone without resigning? What's my business? It's power.
Well, I know you're not the AP, you are not an
Everybody
APC
takes
member.
advantage. That's why would you want to blame him?
Minister,
you correct that their constitutional lacuna.
Yes. Will you deliver the PDP to the president, to President Tinubu in 2027?
Why?
Well, I know you are not an APC
Why
member,
you asking me
but
that
will
kind
you
of-
deliver?
Who is Tinubu other than me? Why are you asking me that kind of?
Because you are still a member
Hold
of
on.
the
You know why?
opposition.
You know why you shouldn't ask me that question. In 2023, I stood firm that I was not going to support the PDP presidential candidate. See, about leadership, let me tell you. As of 2023, APC was down. The Buhari administration was not doing well. Nigerians were tired. Now you had another problem. Issue of Muslim ticket, which would have compounded the issue. Difficult. I sat there and said, a decision has to be taken. Which way do you go? What do you stand? I want power rotation. I could not have imagined that after 8 years of Buhari, that the same it will go back to. I said, no. It's not about whether you are choosing to be VP or not choosing to be VP. It's about principle.
You lobbied.
It's about principle.
Did you lobby to?
Lobby to who? Now, I never lobbied. You saw the result. I never lobbied. Ask anybody. Now, to take that decision was difficult. But the decision has to be taken. And I looked at it. Atiku was not an option. Atiku was not an option. So it's a no-go area.
When did he stop being an option? Wasn't it after he dropped you as
He never
vice
dropped me
president?
to say he dropped
When he
me.
did not
he
pick
me?
you as vice presidential
No,
candidate?
no. In fact, let me tell you, from day one, I told my people, they came. I said, one thing you must know, Atiku does not keep to his words. I can tell you authoritatively what happened in 2019. Atiku, Olusegun Saraki, and Secondus came to see me that I was going to nominate the Attorney General and the Minister of Petroleum. Saraki is alive. Now, when we lost the election, the man who is supposed to bring the Attorney General did not know when the legal team was constituted. And I laughed. I watched your television. I now called Saraki. People have constituted legal team. And he said I was going to bring the Attorney General. This is the ocean. Now, the point I'm making, people don't care. You see, when you see people, I know from day one that Atiku will never keep to his word. And I have never banked on that. I will not take his word to the bank. I will not do it. And so it was very clear. I made the right decision. And I stand by that decision. And you cannot see me now, having taken that decision in 2023, to now say, oh, I will support you for president. How? Tell me how.
Your Excellency, we know this and it's in the public space in the history of your party. But we want to look at what will happen in the immediate future. We know where you are, where you stand as far as the presidential elections are concerned. But will you be willing to support your party in every other position as far as 2027 is concerned? Looking at your
like which position? Like, take for example,
senators, House of Reps, governors.
It depends. Take for example, let me tell you. Let me just say you know me clearly. I don't play this way. If the PDP does not keep their house in order as far as is concerned, I'm not going to support them in the area council election. Yes.
Will you support the APC?
I don't know about APC or any party. All I'm saying, if
But
PDP goes the way they are going, I will not.
And you're a serving minister in an APC-led federal government, and you won't support the APC in the FCT elections?
That is not what I'm talking about. I said no what I'm talking. What I'm trying to tell you, if PDP is going the way they are going, I will not support them. And anybody knows me. I don't play hide and seek. I called my friend, the governor of Adamawa. I said, look, the way people are going, with this your so-called power, I will wrestle with you people here in this FC2.
Yeah. So what
better prepare yourself.
Isn't that anti-party?
Who's not?
Wouldn't you be disciplined by the PDP?
Who's the one that is not in anti-party now?
So what we saw yesterday was Wike's hands.
No, you see,
the
you
chairman
don't like
of,
people don't
Ama,
like
the campaign to the APC.
You don't like the truth.
I just asked.
I have told you, look at what you are doing is wrong. And the young man came to me and said, who will write to INEC that you are the candidate? There's a problem there. And you don't seem to ignore this. And it will hurt you. Therefore, go and look for a way. I don't know where you will go to. But if you are depending on this crisis will consume this party. And I can tell you, it will.
So the man,
the right thing
the man heeded your advice?
See, look, I can tell you, I have never gone to any governor, whether you're a PDP, whether you're a APC, whether you're Labour Party, I have never said, look, I'm recommending this to you. I have never done it. That does not mean I did not play a role. I played a lot of roles, from most of them. Like somebody like the governor of Bayelsa. I played role fundamentally. Yes. We cannot deny.
But it seems today, you and the governor of Bayelsa, there's no...
It's not the characters. This is what I tell people. See, let me tell you, it's so unfortunate. And this kind of leadership we have. Okay, let me tell you. During the first tenure of Governor Dini, I did not support Governor Dini for primaries. I didn't know him. I supported Timi Alaibe because the National Party chairman then, Professor Uche came to me that look, Timi Alaibe is the one who would like me to win this election. I supported him. And I have no apologies to anybody. And after the primaries, House in Opera brought Diri to my house, government house in Port Harcourt. And I said, look, the primaries are over. I'm going to give you a support. When I gave the support, remember, Diri was not the one who won. David Lion was one that was announced.
David Lion.
So people may have forgotten. Baron Piggy, Senator Baron Piggy, so I remember I was doing his Thanksgiving in Thai, local government in Ogoni land. Apostle Zile Agri was the one who came to preach that day in church. Apostle Zile Agri stood up and said, Diri come. Mr. Governor, I'm handing over Diri to you. In the church. This governor of the Bayelsa Ibu I'm talking about there. During the second tenure, I was not to support him. The governor of Adamawa State, Fintri, came to me. The Minister of Petroleum, Harakin Lobobri, came to me. In fact, he brought Diri in West Carton Hotel, where I was staying then. Diri, as a governor, knelt down. I said, you can't do this, you're a governor. You cannot do this. Stand up. I will support you. I will supported him. Today, I saw him talking in the prayer, Wadada. No one individual, but he cannot pronounce the person. He doesn't have the courage.
Yeah. But in between, they had also released a video showing you soliciting his own help for your presidential ambition as a candidate to emerge as candidate of the PDP.
No, please.
Okay, so put a context to that video.
He's a delegate.
Yeah.
I need every delegate to support me.
So that
I need to go and vote delegates. I'm not a voter in Bayelsa.
Okay.
I'm not a voter in Bayelsa. So he doesn't need me if I'm not important. But as a delegate, I needed his vote. I went, but I didn't need that.
But you haven't said that.
I didn't need that. But he wanted, look, let me tell you, there are some people that are not, look, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let me tell you. Why, you see why I like the governor of Akpoti-Uduaghan? Why I like the governor of Delta?
Because they are coming to APC.
No. They didn't say they're going to APC. What they said, look, in principle, look, I have to support this man for a second term. It's not about going to APC. I didn't go to APC when I supported the president. I don't need to be there if I support the president. No. But they said, look, this man is putting his best. We're going to support him. Now, these other people, they'll go back. Then they'll come in front, they'll do it differently. I remember when Supreme Court was to give judgment of Mr. President, I was in Supreme Court. Before we came back, some of these governor people were already in the villa. I mean, there are things you can't stand. There are things you cannot stand. What kind of life is this? If you want to support Mr. President, for Christ's sake, support Mr. President.
And say it out.
And say it out. Why would you be played? Do you know what it is that you're a governor? What are you afraid of? Whom are you afraid of? You play here. You play here. Now, I have said this, and somebody told me last night, my friend, and I was saying, oh, I shouldn't talk about social person. I would have mentioned his name now. I would have mentioned his name. He said, you know, he said, today I see people criticizing Tinubu. But they have not gone to say, look, I applied to Tinubu. I needed financial assistance. He approved. He gave me. And under Obasanjo, could he have done that? Under Obasanjo, could he have done that? You see, I never, as a sitting governor, applied to Buhari for any financial assistance. I never did that. I never did it.
Some may say you are because of the, you know,
you're from an oil-rich state.
Your state,
and it's not
the wealth
every
of
governor.
what,
not every governor is
so,
privileged to
hold
come
on.
from Rivers State.
the wealth of the
Dangote
state.
today, he doesn't look for money again because he's rich. What is this man? What is that man? Samad.
Abdul Samad.
He doesn't look for money because I have 10 billion naira as a state. Therefore, I will not look for another 5 billion to add. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. The point is that have credibility, be a man of character. Today you know what I can do, and you know what I cannot do. You go home and sleep and say, no, we will not do that. And that's what they call is, like I said, it's not what I call popularity show. I am this. In our city, everybody knows. Look, he won't tolerate this. I don't come and play this and play that. I won't do that. Yes.
Honorable Minister, let me quickly change gears now to Rivers State.
Yeah.
No,
Because
before that, I think we still have to have some questions, like I have now.
Yeah.
Let me take the Honorable Minister back to the issue of the position of the PDP Governors Forum,
Yeah.
and to see whether the desperate measures that the PDP governors are trying to resort to are not justified under the
The
circumstances.
word desperation is not even a good word.
Let-
Desperation means
Yes.
it's a good word.
That's why you should allow me to paint the picture.
Yes.
At least I have counted almost 7 or 8 of the PDP governors who are in their first term, and they will want to go for second term.
Yes.
And they have a party that is so directionless.
Yes.
You can't account for the whereabouts of the national chairman.
Yes.
The secretariat is in the hands of so many disputants, at leist 2. Sam Ayahu is claiming
No,
to
it's
be.
not disputant. No, don't use the Supreme Court has given you the judgment. Why would it be disputant?
There's Ude, there's
No,
Ude
it's not
Okoye,
correct. It's not
and
correct.
then there's the deputy secretary that the governors are supporting now.
Yes.
So, in the light of all of this, no party, national working committee, party has to back them and all of that. These measures,
Yes.
are they avoidable?
That's what I was telling you. Sam's tenure will end in December. Why do you want to create crisis? That's why, again, if you look at what Atiku's group are saying, they're accusing the PDP governors that are they really not the ones killing this party. Coming from that angle, I didn't think it's a serious thought. But again, I sat back. I said, could they be doing what they are doing if they really love this party at this critical point in time? Why could you not say, gentlemen, let's not go into this quagmire. Let's, what we call, I jump and pass. Enemies are setting trap for me. Let me jump and then pass.
Do you love the party?
Do you love your profession?
No.
So What I'm trying to say is that if I don't love the party, I won't give this advice.
Yes.
I'm giving this advice only if you are the one trying to kill the party. You cannot go and say, we have appointed Deputy National Secretary to be the acting secretary. I don't know.
How do you react to such an accusation that you're grooming
That,
a national chairman, a weak national chairman, that will hand over the PDP to the APC?
Even in our eyes, is there anything that happens that's not wicked? Mention what happens anywhere that is not wicked. You just sit down one place.
But answer the question.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Don't say outside the question. You can't,
Please, because you are saying.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold on. The mere fact you have opportunity to interview me does not make me your subordinate.
No.
Don't say answer the question. Don't do that.
Apologies on
Now,
that.
fine. Now, the point is that it is not correct. If I have any intention to do anything bad, like I said, I will not point out these things. I'm pointing out this to look at where you are heading to. It will not serve us right. Let us make sacrifice. Allow this man's tenure to finish. And a man who does not love you or does not love an organization will not be doing this.
You actually
Honourable
looking
Minister,
at the South
if I
South.
may.
You talked about Akwa-Ibom, you talk about Delta. It seems that the South South is going to be delivered to the APC come 2027
I don't know. I don't know. My own interest is my state. Look, do you want Southside to vote for Tinubu? Yes.
Just one more.
What is hidden in that? Have I not campaigned for that before? Is it a new thing?
And you are getting converts. Umaeno says it's for Tinubu in 2027.
Delta too also.
Governor Umaeno.
And Delta too.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that I have said in 2023, and I'm saying it again, until 2031,
And people say
when the position should go to the north, there's nothing anybody will speak to me now, no grammar.
They say it's anti-party, Your Excellency.
It's not. It's to allow harmonious living together.
Yes, but let's look
Live
at
and let her live.
Because if
You
it was
cannot,
someone else.
No, you cannot tell me that it's your own prerogative to be producing president, but it's not so. Let all of us live and let her live.
let's just look at your.
Why do you support Peter Obi?
No, he has no chance to win the election.
Okay,
I don't go to where you see, people like this kind of social media candidates. I don't do social media candidates. I see that as a politician.
You won this Abuja.
But he got 6 million votes.
I said, I see that as a politician. And I analyze the candidate who is likely to win. In politics, it's not always the right that, oh, this is the best candidate. No. You see, Nigerians today, they have their politics. So many factors coming. And I have always told people this. Whether it is correct or not, it's a different thing. Okay? Look at Atiku won. Mind you, whether APC likes it or not, it was very, very turbulent for Atiku to have scaled to that election. His own party administration, you could see, people don't want to speak the truth. Before that election, putting things that would have made him to fail the election woefully. The fuel crisis, the Naira issue, it was terrible. No party in government would at that time bring such policy when you know you are running a
Election.
But everything was done, and he survived it.
Honorable Minister.
He survived it. So that's how you will know that there are people, first of all, God is on their side. Two, they also know this game. He must give it to them.
Honorable Minister, you have made reference to the governors of Delta and Akwa Ibom, saying that the president
No,
is...
those are, I made reference. Yeah, friend asked questions.
I understand.
So that you quote me well. And so because tomorrow I say, I said, thank you for what you have said. Even from that angle alone, does it not tell you that that's what I meant?
Okay, so they have said that they're going to be supporting the president for good governance. Do you really think the president is governing well? When you think about what is happening nationally.
What is happening?
So for instance,
Yeah.
only recently, and you made reference to the fact that there's nothing that governors are doing now that you also do not have powers as Minister of the FCT to do.
No, what I'm saying, the point I'm saying, is so that we understand it well. What I'm saying, as a governor of a state, a lot of people think that you can direct, you can have influence in the voting pattern. That's the point I'm trying to make. But me too, as a Minister of FCT, I also have such a influence. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because, take for example, once you say that council, I can go to Ahmad. I say, listen, why you should vote for this man? See what we did here. See what we did here. See what we did here. I can go to Gwagwalada. See why you should not vote for this man. Vote for this man. See what I did. You told me you wanted this. You told me you wanted this. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Buhari. And this man is not likely to be the man. You told me you wanted left. You wanted right. You wanted front. You wanted back. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Kwali. I came here. I asked you this question. What do you want? You say you want this, you want it. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Abaji. I came to you. You told me you want this. You told me you want this. Have I done it? Yes. Why would they not believe me? If government is on performance.
Okay, so that is taken, I mean, your clarification
Yes.
is taken in terms of where you're talking about powers,
Yes,
influence. Recently, the Governors Forum paid a visit to their counterpart in Plateau State over the killings that have happened in the state. Over 100 people have been murdered in the last 2 weeks. Benue State is also witnessing the same thing. And people have started asking questions as to where the president stands on these issues.
Okay, let me tell
and
you
even
something.
where he is.
Let me tell you. Remember when I became governor, people were saying rivers of blood. Remember, you were carrying channels, rivers of blood. This happened. This one, I owe it a duty as a governor of a state that security is paramount. I put in everything I have, whatever resources the state has, to provide security. This attitude of everybody, president. Yes, president is the commander-in-chief. However, you are in charge. As far as state is concerned.
So in clear terms, those governors have responsibility. In clear terms, those governors have a higher degree of responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. Take for example, when people say federal high road, who are those using it? The people of your state. Now how do I sit? Because the federal high road, highway, the road is bad. Assuming the government at the federal level is not with me, will you go and tell me, you know, that I can do this road now is a federal level? Who want to listen to that? You have to find any way to fix that road, to make governance easy for your people. I said I was a governor. I had no relationship with the federal government. I had no relationship with the federal government. I mean, when people are just talking.
Honorable Minister, but I still remember clearly.
You abandon responsibility.
Honorable
and
Minister.
you say, mind you,
yeah.
this killing in Plateau, in Benue, is a recurrent decimal.
But shouldn't it stop under an APC-led federal government? Because you promised security to Nigerians.
No, let me tell you. The president is doing everything he could do to support the security agencies, support the state, to reduce the level of insecurity. Remember, in Abuja, when we came, it was a terrible thing, right? Yes. It was a terrible thing. People were saying insecurity. I said, listen, I owe a duty. Mr. President has given me this delegation. He has delegated his powers to me. He has appointed me. He has confidence in me. I therefore owe the residents of Abuja that I should be able to provide some level of security where people can. I'm not saying I will totally eliminate insecurity. Nowhere in this world. Nowhere in this world. Just yesterday morning or today, they were shooting in a Florida university. I don't know whether you saw them. People died. That is at the level where you can say, with the technology and this and that. But that does not mean that insecurity pervades in Florida. You can have one or two occasions. Yes, we agree.
So shouldn't you share some of the successes you had with Governor Mutfwang, who's your party member? Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang. Share some of the successes you've had in Abuja.
My father told me this. If you are in son, you have headache. He didn't come to tell me you have headache. How will you know you have headache? If you want, see, they want to call, peer review mechanism. These days, I don't understand what people do by, we go to a forum. There must be peer review mechanism. Look, what's happening? How are you doing it? Right? How do you go about it? There's nothing wrong in learning. But here, it even causes, every day, why is it the one showing that is doing infrastructure? That becomes a problem for you too. It becomes a problem. Instead of somebody to say, look, how are you doing this? Yeah, IGR, I speak to you today. How much are we getting from federal government? With all due respect, how much are we getting? If federal government gets 800 billion in a month, they give us 1%. 1% is 8 billion. 8 billion. So where would I get the money to do this infrastructure? So I have to fall back. I have to be aggressive. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not.
Honorable
I said, listen, taxes. If you don't pay this, I revoke this.
Honorable Minister.
But they accuse you of land grabbing. I said to hell.
But we can.
I'm going to do this. I need the money to carry out
Honorable Minister, yes. Just to follow up on that issue, because you talked about how governors need to take responsibility. That's what I seem to glean from that. I do know that while you're governor, while you also say you're taking responsibility for security in your state, you admitted the limited nature of governors. You once complained about being the chief logistics officer.
Yes. Let me tell you now. Yes. Because politics was brought into security. What happened in my state? I had a minister that was the grade A minister with the federal government. They wanted to make my state ungovernable. I had 12 commissioners of police in 3 months. Now I have to sit back. What do I do to survive this?
Honorable Minister.
So I have to go back and replan the security architecture. I now have enemies at the federal level. So nobody saw me in Abuja. I never slept in Abuja. I remained in Rivers State. Even if I come to Abuja, I go back that day.
Honorable Minister, that's a convenient point. That's a convenient point to stop you because we're still going to talk about Rivers State. But we need to go on a quick break now. And of course, when we come back on, from that break, you'll be meeting Mr. Infrastructure in the FCT. But before you meet that Mr. Infrastructure, we'll talk a little bit about Rivers State